guys, it's Nicole, and you're tuned into Peeves World.
Noise. Yeah. And I'm from Brockton, yeah. That's CV Compton, yeah. Put that on Dead Dogs, my fault to Boston, yeah.
My name's Keelinda, yeah. No dub, I'm a winner, yeah. Bitches see me and they run like I'm the Witcher,
yeah. My name is Jay, yeah. I got the cake, yeah. No, I'm the baddest, so they watching what they say.
So first off, like, who are you and what do you do?
So yeah, I'm NicoleRDS or NicoleRDS on Instagram. I am a creative. I've been doing art since I was very little. And then in college, I got into graphic design. And then after that, I got into photo and video. And since then, I've just been doing pretty much that, like freelancing. But I also worked at a fashion company for 8 years.
Oh, nice.
Which one?
Yeah,
if you don't mind saying.
It's called Rue Guild Group, and it's basically a e-commerce company, and they have RueLaLa.com and Guild.com, and I worked in their studio as a producer. I worked my way up from like assistant stylist to senior producer.
Oh,
and yeah, I just produced their photo shoots and stuff like that. And then it's been a year now. Last July, I left there to go completely freelance. Nice. So now I'm completely freelance, and I also manage the Garage Media and the Soundlab studios.
Dope.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's me.
Yeah. So college and stuff like that, like schooling, how was that for you? Like, how did you like first discover that you wanted to go the path that you wanted to go?
So it's a great question, because when I went to college, my major was communications, and you would have to like pick a concentration, and so I wanted it to be advertising, but I had to take a speech class, and I'm really bad at like reading and talking. I don't really like to be like in the forefront, like in front of everybody. Like I've hosted events, things like that. That's easy for me. But if I have a script, like I can't read in front
like
of
rigid.
people. Yeah. So my teacher literally like, he was a priest too. And he like took me over and he was like, I think that you should drop this class, because if you don't, you're gonna fail and go on probation.
We love being real.
Yeah, like,
and I was like
that.
yeah, I was like, okay.
It's like,
you
shit,
right?
you got me.
Yeah,
you got me.
right. I'm not trying to go on probation. My parents gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Like, yes. So I went through the list of concentrations, and I found the one that did not have that class, and it was fashion communications.
Interesting.
And yeah, and then from there, junior, senior year, focused on fashion, took fashion classes. I don't care anything about fashion, but it was still able to like keep that communications part, that like marketing part, that creative aspect.
It like, so it could like tie in with everything.
Exactly.
Cool.
And I've always been like a sneakerhead. I've always been like super like streetwear type. So I did like that aspect, so I was able to like really enjoy it. And I went to LaSalle College, so it's a it's a fashion school. So doing like their fashion show and stuff like that really like prepared me. And then after that, I was pretty much just applying for anything like that was creative or like marketing. But then marketing is basically like sales unless you're doing creative like marketing. Yeah. So I was like, fuck that. And then I applied for an assistant stylist role at Rue, and it was on call. And so it was on call, but I was literally there like almost every day. And then the studio downsized, so then people got laid off. And then I ended up staying, luckily. And then I just moved into merchandising, moved into assisting on set, and then eventually I became a producer, senior producer. And then I was like, all right, I guess I did everything here.
Exhausted my options.
Like literally everything but take a photo.
I beat the boss, bro. No
bullshit. My boss there was literally like like she created the studio producer position for me because I was doing so much. Damn. And she was like, yeah, like we can't call you like,
yeah, we got to put you in a whole new
yeah. So she literally created a whole new position for me. And that's how I even learned what like producing was, like really like on set, because I know what that is when it comes to the video world, but photography, I didn't realize how intricate it was. So like, yeah, being a part of that, I was basically like, okay, bet she's trying to help me. I'm gonna stay here until like I can't learn nothing else.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I left, she was actually like so excited for me.
That's cute.
She was like,
really helped you to encompass all those things in one, so you could really get out there.
She was like, you were here 8 years. You literally did like a whole like school. Like
a whole school
K through 8 after being a graduate. So I graduated. So now I just take everything I learn and just apply as I go and teach other people, because I'm not trying to hold the camera for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah,
other people can do it, and you can like do even more behind the scenes.
Exactly.
That's very cool.
Exactly.
So with so you run Soundlab, Garage Media, and then MuseumTV, is that another like
part? Yes. So so just to clarify, so at the Soundlab, I run the Garage Media. Well, I manage the Garage Media, and then in the Soundlab actual recording studio, I started managing that just because we needed a manager in that space. And I've only been there for a year and a half.
Okay.
And I started managing the recording studio in January. And that is also with J Rose. So now, now that we're like super busy, like we've grown crazy within a year. So now we have like more people that are helping out with like just the administrative process. So that's been amazing. 211, the owner, he's been able to kind of like come back and give more to the business and really help us out. So now I'm able to like go back and focus on like the media and the art part. Yeah. So like, I really love it there because they work with you. Yeah. So like,
that's important.
Yeah. So I just wanted to shout that out.
That's dope.
I wanted to like kind of learn more about like what exactly it is like you do and how you kind of like got to the Soundlab, like got that opportunity, and just how it's progressed for you.
Okay, this is great because it'll go back to the MuseumTV. Yeah. So I met Noble in college. We were in the same grade. So I met him freshman year, and then he was like always the guy that like, you know, had a cool car, wasn't really on campus.
Type shit.
So we were kind of like in the same group of friends. And fun fact, Noble's like a freaking genius. He had like 3 majors, 2 minors. Like,
damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy shit.
Yeah. People like really don't know this, but like he knows his stuff.
I love that.
And he applied it all. So met Noble there, and then Noble was super tied into the scene. And also my boy, one of my super close friends, he used to rap, and he was the one who put me on to like Bia. And then I found out about Rosewood, and then I found out about Millie's, and then afterwards Dutch Rebel, and it just kept going on from there. So they kind of opened my eyes up to the creative scene here, the music scene specifically. And for me, like, hip hop has always been like a major force in my creative world. So with that, I was like, oh, that's fire. There's actually people who say they can rap that actually can rap. Yeah. So with that, Noble started the MuseumTV, but it started as just like a subscription where you just send a photo, and if your photo gets picked, you get like $50 or something. And it was really just to like, again, marketing genius, just to drive attention and get people to be like, what the fuck's going on? Oh, I can get money? What the hell? Like, I'm going to follow this platform. So, and then he started doing the interviews and like really started doing a lot with the platform. And fun fact, he hit me up and was like, hey, I have like the museum, but I want to like make it the MuseumTV. Could you add the TV to the logo that I already created? So the TV part is what I added.
You added.
Yes. Okay. So that's me. And then from there, like, he would just always like have me tag along for things or just help out. And I kind of became like the secret like auntie of the MuseumTV. So like anything he needed, he would just hit me up. Same for me. Like if I needed anything, because he had equipment, so we would share equipment. So from there, I learned just like a lot about the scene, a lot about just like business and how to work with people when it comes to like the media part. And also my boy DJ DeCasso, he's at Gemini 45 now. He's awesome. He also would bring me everywhere. I met him in college. He went to Brandeis, but I went to LaSalle, like same area.
Yeah.
And my friends were friends with him, so I met him. And literally, like, if he saw that you're like willing to learn, you want to like, you know, do something with yourself, he's gonna help. So he would just always have me do his flyers because I was doing graphic design at the time. And then he started like booking me to shoot him at whenever he had a DJ at clubs and things like that. So, I was a club promoter. So that
Got you.
yeah. So after
How long were you doing that?
That was like after college for like maybe like 3 years actually, 3-4 years. I was making flyers. So there's like mad people I've made flyers for, but they like have no idea it was me.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, I be knowing mad people.
You're like,
I'm like,
Hey,
Yeah.
nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes.
little do you know.
Yeah. So I started making flyers with for him, for DJ Cisco and this dude Dana, just a bunch of people, Gino and Mitch. Like they all would just like hit me up for anything. And then I started doing videos for some of them too. And like, yeah, just being like in the club scene and then also being in like the music scene with Noble and stuff, that just really integrated me into the culture. Yeah. And yeah, ever since then I haven't like stepped out at all.
Yeah. You've just gotten more deep, if anything.
Yeah. And I'm like, I was out with my girl yesterday and I had to have her like I let her play her music because I really was like, oh damn, I don't listen to no mainstream music. Like that's how like deep I am.
Yeah,
into
it'd be like that.
That's what
you
It really be like that.
like my playlist is Massachusetts playlist,
Yep.
and then I have it broken down into an R&B one, a hip hop one, a vibes one. Like I have everything I need.
Exactly. And it
Yeah.
hits different when you know these people personally. Like, that's why. Like,
And now I'm finding people that I don't know.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, ooh, I'm like fangirling.
Yeah.
I'm like
It's
so
crazy.
excited to meet people and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when I met Miranda Ray, oh my God, I felt like such a loser. I was like so excited. And I'm like, I'm a grown ass woman, like the same age. Like,
It's so nice though, because then you get to actually express to the artist like what their music's doing for you, and like that's just such good feedback on both ends.
Yes. And yeah, like even though like sometimes I might feel like awkward, I'm like, I'm gonna let them know.
Yeah.
They gotta know like how great they are. Cause like, someone else might not be telling them and too scared like me, but I'm gonna tell them. So
and like, why keep the nice things to yourself?
Yes.
Like,
Yes, exactly.
why keep the nice things
Yeah.
to yourself?
Nice. That's like you do a lot for
Yeah.
real. I'm like, hold on, club promoter, you do minutes.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah.
I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
what do we talk about? What do we
Yeah.
talk about?
I've had a long life.
Yeah.
live a long life.
Yeah. But that's dope though. So
Thank you.
So all the events that you hold, like, and like, what's like your team, like, how does that work? Like, you know, and like, who kind of like pushes you also like to do what you do? Like,
Yeah, I think for a long time, like I've always been a part of other people's teams because like just as a freelancer and just as a creative, people are always bringing me onto their projects.
exactly. I hear a lot about like what you're doing for like other
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Oh, that's
which
great.
which is like dope. Yeah.
Yes,
for real.
and that's literally like my purpose. That's why like I do this. I never really thought about like building or having my own team. Like Noble used to get on me about that a lot, and then he kind of helped me reframe it and just kind of be like, look at it as like you're helping other people grow. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. Like rather than just helping others like when they need it, I can be like, oh, I see where you're doing great, help me out with something else, and that's just going to help you in return. So like at the Soundlab, being at the Soundlab was like the first time that I had like a whole creative community around me. Before it was just like, my peoples that I knew, my DJs, my boys, stuff like that. But now, like at the lab, I have literally just all the time. There's always creators around me. There's video, photo, engineers everywhere, producers. So like being in that environment, like is like alone drives me to do stuff.
It's so inspiring.
Yeah, like literally, like Devo was saying the other day, like we all get like work done really well when we're like all sitting together, because like when you see someone else like accomplishing something or finishing a task, like you're like, oh, I want to get mine done too. So like
being in that space.
Yeah, so that's why I do like the lab, because we don't have this like, it's like the like an underdog feel, but it's super supportive, because it's like, oh, you're doing great, like I want to do just as great as you, but in like a motivational type of way, not in like I don't want to steal your shine type of way.
Yeah.
So I really like that about that space. And then also just like everybody has learned to kind of respect each other's strengths. And I think that is super, super, super important when you have a team. Because you have people who think that they can do everything, then there's no point in the team.
Yeah.
Things actually don't get done faster. And like for me, I was always that person that just like did everything. But now I have like Mello that I can lean on for video or pretty much anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything media. I always be like, yo, Mello, what's this?
Yeah.
And then having Jack, he be a pain in my ass sometimes. But yo, Jack is like, if you need something immediately, that's Jack. Go to Jack. He will get it done.
Yeah.
And I love saying, because he'll be like, should I do this? I was like, Jack, as long as it gets done, I'm fine with however you get it done. Just don't hurt nobody.
And it's nice when you know that people are like, they're capable and you have that belief in them.
Yes. Yeah. And I think like, before I didn't really have that many people. I just had people that really believed in me and pushed me. And now I have a lot of people that like, now I'm pushing them. And it's like, you know, we're just like reciprocating the enery. So
yeah, like
it's
a
really
balance
nice.
of give and take.
Yeah, exactly. Like I will say like we all do work together. Like as a team, we're not like charging each other for stuff. We're also not asking for free work. So that's also why I love my team. So like QQ, when I first got there, he booked me to do a shoot. He was like, I need some photos or whatever. So he was the first person I shot there. Amazing freaking DJ. QQ is going to be like the next best DJ in Mass. And the only reason why he's not right now is because not enough people have heard him. He is like insane. And he's like an empath. He can feel energy. So like, I feel like he hit, like that's his like superpower when it comes to DJing.
Yeah. And it will show in his craft.
Like he knows how to curate a vibe. He's fire.
Yeah.
That's crucial for DJing.
Yeah, facts. So like just him asking me to do that, I was like, oh, I'm so down. So now till this day, like a year later, he still uses those photos for his flyers and stuff like that. So that's really dope to see. And then I started working with Devo a lot, because Devo makes like a lot of beats, and then he gets artists to go on it because he'll make his beat tapes. And then he'll just be like, Nicole, are you busy right now? And I'm like, what do you want? And he's like, so I have this idea. And then I'm like, okay, when you want to do it? He's like, they're about to pull up in like 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Like, okay.
Yes.
Here we go.
Literally almost every time. But now he's getting a lot better about like planning and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that it was just so easy for him to be like, okay, this is what I'm going for. And then I'll just be like, okay, I'll just figure out how to execute it. And to him, I like literally from the beginning, I was like, you're a creative director. Like, I don't even think he realized that. Now he be calling himself creative director. I'm like, yo.
Now he owns it.
Yeah, I'm like, give yourself that respect, because he comes up with a lot of great ideas. And I'm always down for it, because now I get to like challenge myself. I get to try new things and be like, okay, let me see if I can replicate this idea that you came up with. Or even like just challenge myself to be able to like just give the client what they are expecting. Because a lot of people don't have like visual representations of what they want. And they're just kind of like, will tell you, and you kind of have to like figure it out. But I like playing the game of trying to get like the picture that's in their head exactly like in real life. Yeah. So yeah, that's always super dope to work with him. And then I meet just mad dope artists working with Devo. Cause like that's my genre is really like that boom bap. Yeah. Like really talking hip hop. So like, I really like working with him. And then J Rose is a freaking genius.
Yep.
He's like a music executive who's not a music executive yet. I'm just like, anytime I have like a random question or I want like advice on how to like manage a certain thing, I always go to J Rose. I'm always like, he's lead manager. Like he taught me everything I know about the Soundlab, him and 211. So yeah, I really lead on them whenever there's like, you know, big things going on. And yeah, now we have Samba. Oh my gosh, Samba is the greatest person ever. He's like a godsend. He literally would just be like, "Oh, you need help with that?" And he'll just like
and do it mad quick. Like,
That's the best.
and I'm like, oh, he's a genius. And he's like literally like a musical genius. I don't know how his ears work, but it's insane.
Yeah.
Like he was like, so I want to like learn how to use the equipment at the lab because I hate being like a manager, assistant manager, and I'm like, not knowing how to do stuff. I feel mad dumb.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I should be able to do things too. Because I don't want to be there in a client's like, oh, can you help me do this? And I'm like, oh,
yeah, like you want to be
someone.
like,
I want to be able to just
actually.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to service them right away so they don't have to wait and stuff like that. So Samba started teaching me how to use the equipment in the studio and like how to like connect the patch bay and all that and the mics and everything. He's like
the techie stuff.
Yo, mad techie. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
So many fucking wires.
Yes, but it's also so interesting because the way he explains it is super sciencey. So it's like, he's like, the music goes through here and then this machine compresses it to here and he brings this up to, I'm just like,
like I would have never fucking known any of this ever.
Yes. And I'm like, wow, this is what you hear? Like, it's really, really interesting. And then like seeing it from that view, now I'm like, oh, that does sound shitty.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, I do know it sounds good.
When you know the technical stuff, like it just opens a whole nother world. Like your ears are like a little bit more tuned, like for real.
I was like, oh wow, it's like even with like video. At first, I would be like, oh, everything's great, everything looks good. Now I can tell you did not color grade.
Yeah,
like before, so it's definitely like a skill that you really have to like hone in on.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see art differently once you attain those skills.
For sure. I feel like now that I do media, sometimes when I'm watching stuff, I have to remind myself to watch it.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Instead of picking apart the fucking cinematography.
Yes.
Like, analyze it.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh, look at that pan.
Yeah.
no, literally.
I'm like, oh, that angle's fire. What is going on?
Yes.
Like, the eyes are not on third.
Bruh. And then I'd be trying to guess where the light's coming from.
Yeah.
How they like. Yeah. Sometimes I have to
lighting do they
stop
use?
myself.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
Yes. Yeah.
It's very interesting hearing the dynamic that you guys share, like
Yeah,
and like detail, because not a lot of people talk about that, and I think it's like interesting. Like it's like feels like it's like a good vibe, good place to be.
Yeah. One thing I want to focus on the rest of this year is like really showing the team, because everybody, when they come to the lab, they're like, oh my God, it's fire. Like, this is dope. The vibe is fire. They feel so like welcomed. And like, I'm like, oh, I'm glad to hear that. And I want more people to know that, like, yeah, it's a welcoming place. Everybody there is cool. If you're cool, we're going to be cool with you. So, like, as long as you're there to work, as long as you, as long as you're there to work and you really care about your craft, like, we're open arms. And also, like, 211, his big thing is developing artists. So I don't know if you know this, but the Soundlab started as a DJ school. So yeah,
fun fact.
He got a space and he had like 6 to 10, I don't know, turntables, and he taught a bunch of people how to DJ. They're still like, we call them the OG Soundlab DJs, and they're still like out to the 211 will get gigs, he'll hit them up and then send them out and stuff like that.
Dope.
Yeah, like to this day they still be doing that.
Wow.
Just because they love the craft.
Yeah.
And then we have like QQ. He came up from that and he's freaking phenomenal, like amazing. And then C4, Monavelli, like a bunch of the Van Buren guys. I found out La Charles James, like everybody like came up through that in the Soundlab. So I went from like DJing to teaching artists how to like work on their music, work on performing. And I really believe that like anybody who's gone through the Soundlab from like that era, like when you see them now, you're like, oh wow, like y'all really did learn some shit. Cause there's no one who can say that C4 is not the best performer in mass. Like he literally did a competition and beat out like 15 different other people.
Yeah.
Like easy. And he does that like all the time. So like knowing that like he came from there and now he's doing his own thing, like really flourishing and really like keeping that Massachusetts super like I don't even know how to describe it, but like underdog, like I'm gonna take over the world type feel,
rookie type.
Yeah,
Like Rookie of the year, like
yes, but not even rookie, because like I feel like he's so seasoned. He's so young, but he's so seasoned. Yeah. And I get the same feeling from like Monavelli.
Yes, 100%. For sure.
Oh my gosh, I found the Soundlab cipher. They did they did a cipher with their like first like rap students or writers or whatever. And Luke Bars was in it, Monavelli's in it, C4 is in one, but I don't think it's in the same one as Monavelli, but there's a bunch of people in it, and she kills.
I bet. She always
kills. And she's at the end, and I was like she killed everybody that went before her. I was like, they put her at the end for a reason. They knew. They knew.
Hey,
like,
that's crazy.
She murdered that. And now, like, seeing her now, she's still a phenomenal writer. She's grown even to even a better writer. She's a creative. Like, she does mad stuff.
I know.
I'm like, so low key, I want to get Monavelli to creative direct a music video for Key. And then I want to produce it.
That whole vision is crazy.
That would be insane. Like, because Key has that super hype, like Missy Elliott, like she can get super creative. And then Monavelli can really like, she can do all that. She can take it there. And then she also can make it like super unique, so it's like personalized to themselves. Like, all these people are so freaking creative and so dope.
And they're women.
Yes. Facts. Like, I will say that I've been hearing a lot more, like, a lot of guys is like, women just make things better. And I'm like,
I mean,
y'all come to the realization.
It's about time.
Finally, y'all know.
And I feel like the women are killing it, like the most, like everybody's killing it around here. But right now, women are running like this music shit.
Yes,
I feel like
yes, for sure. And I really think it's because the camaraderie. Like everybody, I feel like I said that wrong, but
you said it right.
Yeah, okay, good. I feel like I remember going to the first time I went to a Silk event. I walked in, it was Big Night Live, and you know how Big Night Live, it has like, same girl.
The setup.
The setup is, it's not great. It's optimal. Great for VIP. If that's what you're going for, amazing. Yep. If not, shrink that bar that's right in front of the door. Like,
huge. Thank you. Huge. And then like the way the floor is set up is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand either. So that's actually usually why I don't always like to go to Big Night Live for certain events if I know it's gonna be like super packed, because then I'm like, okay, I literally can't even like walk around the bar to go to the bathroom. So, but the first time I went to Silk is fire regardless of where it's at. I remember walking to like the dance floor area. I look up, and in VIP I see like all of the like the women artists from Mass just all together, like rappers, singers, just hanging out in VIP. I was like, I want to be in that space. Like, that's fire. Just be like, not even because they're freaking killing it in the game right now, but more because like just seeing them supporting each other, seeing them want to be like, no, like we can show out too. We don't need guys to come do this for us. And I'm like, I've always wanted to be that girl that just like bought a table. But I also don't think that it's logical to do that by yourself.
Like totally agree.
Like being a club promoter, all the like, bottle wars, why? Car insurance, yes.
Yes, absolutely that. For sure.
But so like seeing that was super dope, and I think that's really why like the women here are really shining, because we're all super supporting each other, and then doing that we're just like trading each other's demographics, and all that is just super helpful. And I think now like Mass in general is starting to do that. Like I definitely see more unity within the men too. But one thing I will say is there was an artist who was like, Nicole, I need you to be like the bridge between the men and the women rappers in Mass. And he was like, because I feel like the women, like, they're all fire, but they only fuck with each other. And I was like,
it's gotta start somewhere. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Yeah. I was like, damn. I was like, I don't know if I could agree or disagree with that.
No, for real.
But I can say that there's a reason behind that. There's a reason that I wouldn't say they're not working with them, but there's a reason why there's more of a focus on like this unity with women. And I think that finally, like, we're there. Everyone's like in a great space where you can go to an event like Honey and not be around any type of catty women because you're all there for a purpose.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. So I think that like now is the time that we can kind of bridge that gap with the men now. Because now they're finally respecting all the women rappers that we have here, the women singers and things like that. So it's like, yeah, let us have our shine because you wasn't checking for us before.
Now you see it. And now
Yeah,
you want a piece.
now you see it, and now, we'll be open.
Yeah, you think?
So I do think that, like, there's definitely a lot of male rappers that support women. I'm not saying that at all.
100%.
Yes, not saying that at all. Don't come for me. I'm just saying that. Yeah, I think that there was just a moment where everybody was super unified as women, and now we're super happy that they're getting their flowers and as they should. And they'll give you a little bit when they're ready.
Yeah. They're getting their recognition. Like from that story, like that wasn't no hate. That was just they saw it too.
So let's bridge that gap, but always remember everybody's work is quality.
Yes, exactly. I think that's an interesting point too, and like I'm just coming to this realization now, like thinking about all the women kind of around here, like it really is unified, and it's interesting because you don't often see that. Like this is our 40th interview, right? So we have interviewed 40 lovely ladies, and they're all like cool. Like everybody would fuck with each other, like everyone kind of fucks with each other. You don't hear anybody like bad mouthing anybody. Like that's just not a thing, and that's also a very rare thing to have, especially in an industry like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, facts. Yes.
Nothing but positivity, like from like our end and like our guests' end and like the demographic that we reach.
Yeah,
facts. So, I love watching you guys' episodes also like for that reason because it's always like positive. It's always like a good conversation. You guys get in depth with people. So like I really do appreciate you guys like talking to women all the time and like bringing them out here because and some of them I never even know about. So now I get to learn about them, and then I'm like, oh, I want to hit them up. I want to work with them.
Yeah, right?
So you guys help add to that unity too. So
thank you.
100%.
Yes,
I appreciate that. Literally,
of course.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
I know.
Like I'm really over here just living my life, and then like we're like helping something.
It's
like,
nice that we're actually
crazy.
No, that's how I feel. People would always be like, "Oh, thank you, Nicole," and I'm like, "Oh, nothing. It's fine."
Literally.
Now I'm like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I am doing something."
That's actually pretty sad.
Yeah, start saying you're welcome instead.
No bullshit.
Yeah,
That's very true.
On a different note, what are some pet peeves you have?
Okay. Pet peeves. So I hate when people walk slow in front of me.
Okay.
Well,
I have things to do. I have places to go.
Yeah.
When I used to commute, oh my gosh, I used to like walk to the train like I was playing basketball, because, or else I'd be like get so annoyed by people. I don't know why, but that is
I get it.
Really something that bothers me.
like you hear me behind you, bro. Move real quick.
Like
If I try and go around you, why are you gonna go that way?
I just can't. And then also when people like ask me to like do something, but then they do it themselves. I'm like, so are you just wasting your time or my time?
Yeah.
Or do you just need to say that out loud?
Yeah. Like, did you just need to get that off your chest?
I just don't understand.
Can you do this? I already did it.
They're like, oh, can you go grab this for me? And then they're going in that direction and they grab it and I'm like, all right.
All right.
You just
Fine.
interrupted what I was doing, but so little things like that.
Anything like work related or like in the industry?
Well, as a woman who works with a lot of men, I'm grateful that I have a team that respects women, but sometimes clients come in and they don't always.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the time people usually just like walk past me. They just, don't acknowledge me when I'm in the room.
We talked about that so many times on here. Like,
people would be so surprised when I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the manager, and they're like, let me tighten up.
Let me sit up straight.
Like,
I'm like, no, be comfortable.
Walk right past you, like, yo, you got a lighter? I'm like, hi, I'm Lexi. Nice to meet you.
Right?
I work here.
Yeah, like one time, it was like when I first started working at the lab, and I was doing bookings, and 211 was like, oh, this dude wants to book the studio. Do you mind like handling that for me? Like, bet. Hit him up. Great customer service per usual.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I was like, okay, great. 2 hours this time. This is deposit. This is the final cost. We'll see you then. He hit me with the, oh, nah. Let me talk to 211.
Oh, nah?
And I'm like, okay. I was told to speak to you by 211 to handle this. And he was like, no. I'll handle the price with 211.
Like, all right, bro.
I was like,
well, it's gonna be this.
It's gonna be the same.
And was it? Yes. So,
like,
would you look at that?
Yeah. And then like recently I did a music video.
Oh God.
And the videographer didn't show up. I wasn't supposed to do the video. The videographer didn't show up. It's the studio, so I make sure it's ready,
no warning?
Come in. So they didn't show up.
No call, no show?
No call, no show. No warning? Oh.
So I don't know. But they came to me, oh, we don't have a videographer. Can we push it back an hour? I got to figure things out. And then I was like, am I going to have to offer myself to shoot? And I'm like, I don't mind. Like, I love helping people. Mm-hmm. I don't mind. Even when people book the studio, I have nothing to do with it. But sometimes if I have the time, I'll just be there and I'll assist on set. Mm-hmm. Like, I do not mind at all. So yeah, I was just like, I mean, we can take care of it if you need, just like let me know. So I just start, grabbing some equipment out just in case. And then someone mentions Jack. And I was like, oh yeah, Jack's actually booked to do BTS for this shoot. So he's probably on his way already. Mm-hmm. But he was only booked to do like an hour, so he didn't have to be there like on time. So then I was like, when Jax gets here, we can both shoot. Instead of him doing BTS, we'll just shoot the video. And so I directed it and shot like second cam, just whenever. But Jack was the DP for the video, so he shot all the main camera angles. And yeah, I did lighting, and it wasn't too complicated at all. So it was just a cool run and gun, nice, dope video.
Yeah.
But throughout the whole thing, they would no one ever said anything to Jack. One suggestion was told to Jack the entire time. Everybody had something to say. Well, not everybody. Let me not be emotional and use all encompassing words. Therapy. But a lot of people, men there, would just direct suggestions towards me or ask me why I was doing this, and I'm just and then I would have to, and then I would have to really speak up for people to listen, or I'd have to be like, yo, can you just say this for me? Because it really got annoying that I was just being ignored. Yeah. And then at one point, this woman who was there, I think she's Superstar LT's sister. I forget her name, but shout out to her. She's fire. She was like, okay, director. And she just starts cheering me on and bigging me up. Cute. And I'm like, yes, thank you.
That's what I needed.
Yeah, I'm like, someone else needs to freaking let these people know. I'm here saving the day. I'm here helping you.
I did not even need to be
here. I didn't have to be here at all.
You could have not
I just happened to want to come help because you wanted a car for the music video and my boy happened to have a car. So I was able to help the music video, be the connect, and then I'm also now shooting it and now I have to go edit it, and I'm like,
and you're micromanaging me. That's crazy.
So yeah, so I will say that the artists were dope. Pretty much all the artists that were in the video were dope, respectful, like super nice. But like when they bring like their crew and stuff like that, it's like, all right, guys, either you're in the music video or you're off to the side. You're not a crew member. Like, if you want to be, I will so give you a role. I will so give you something to do.
Something to do.
But it's not gonna be just tell me what to do the whole time just because I have a vagina.
Literally.
Fuck no.
It's mad funny because it'd be like that in like studio sessions too, where people are like, "Yo, bro, like change that, bro."
Yeah,
like,
literally.
like, and the person in the booth would just be like doing his thing, like chilling, like. Or sometimes like it's mad funny how it's mad funny how shit like correlates to different creative like aspects, you know.
I was just like, these people are clueless.
Like, literally.
But you know, I don't fault people for not knowing.
Yeah, never.
Never take
Just
anything
about.
personally.
Exactly. I literally take everything as a grain of salt. But I'll let you know.
Yeah, for real. I'll let you know in the moment. It's the little things like that that are just like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Like, really?
But yeah, that would be my only pet peeve, like on set or working or whatever. Just, you know, respect the women on set.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing that, or like something you really enjoy about? I always struggle
Society,
like
like
society,
work, like, or
society
just,
work. I don't know, something about like that encompasses kind of all of that, like day to day.
I just like support. So like just helping people with stuff, seeing other people help each other with work. I'm a super like community-based person, so I'm always like wanting to be around others and things like that. I will say I am shy, so people might see this and be like, no, she don't. But like, I'm definitely like the type that's like, I like to be in, I'm like a shy extrovert. I'll say that. Yes.
I get it.
I like to be in places, be around people, lots of energy and stuff, but like, will I go by myself? Most likely not. Will I do intimate conversations? Most likely not. But if I'm with a group, I can talk it up.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of rare.
Yeah.
So I've learned that it's so I have anxiety, and so it's actually part of like high functioning anxiety. Like you're really good in like high stress situations or like big situations, stuff like that.
Get that.
Yeah, but in like small things, I'm just like I like shrivel.
Yeah. Because big things, you have more shit to like focus on. Other than
Yeah,
yourself. Whereas,
yeah.
like if you're in a smaller environment, it's more like, oh my god, don't look at me.
Exactly. And usually if I am like I'm going to like work, so like my camera is like my security blanket. So
You have to have something.
You have to.
yeah.
You have to.
Yes. So like that's definitely my thing.
It's just like, let me hide behind this.
If I feel awkward.
I'm like, I'm just gonna sit my water.
Facts though. Just something to fidget with, anything like that. Yeah. But yeah, so when I'm trying to be better about like, you know, going to things by myself because I need to network. I need to, you know, meet new people, more creatives. So but shout out to my girl Bree. She's always down to come out with me to like my creative shit. So that helps. Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
I think this thing is trying to run.
Has
from
a
me.
ghost. We got a ghost in this bitch. I'm dead.
What is happening to me?
Not the throat closing. I'm scared. But not to knock you down because that is great.
No.
But I had a question of like, what kind of have been like your biggest struggles like going into? I know you were talking about your anxiety. Talk a little bit more about like I know you said like therapy, like
Girl.
about your mental health and like kind of how you cope with like all of the stress being like so busy and stuff. You have a lot of things that you do. So yeah.
Yeah. So I started going to therapy in 2018 or 2019. I've been going on and off ever since. This is probably the longest I haven't been to therapy, but like if ever I need to, I just hit up my boy, my 70-year-old white male therapist.
Bro, y'all have to say therapist?
My therapist.
Who loves cats.
Low key.
We'll talk about this later.
Don't put him on blast. Don't put him on blast.
That's hilarious. But nah, he's fire. So it's funny because when I was first looking for a therapist, this was like one of my very close family members was diagnosed with mental health issues, and like I was like there throughout the whole process. So that was a lot for me. And then afterwards, my best friend, the one who like introduced me to like all the Boston music and stuff, he passed away. So then I was like, okay, it's about time that I do something because this don't feel normal. And that was the first time I had like a big loss, other than my grandmother. But like, you know, that's a little bit more expected because they're older. Yeah. So yeah, just not knowing how to grieve, going to therapy helped with that a lot. And then also learning how to like, not people please a lot, because with helping my friend or my family member with like that issue, I was like feeling like, oh, I had to be there all the time. Like I had to make sure I was always available in case they needed me and things like that. So them going through that actually helped me realize that, oh shit, I have some shit to work on too. My anxiety got really bad, probably like 2020. Yeah, like 2020. So
quarantine shit.
Yeah, no bullshit. Actually,
had a big influence on it.
So it's funny because I always forget that it was like the start of quarantine because my anxiety started before that. I didn't recognize how bad it was until like I was in quarantine.
Yeah, and you were forced to be alone.
Exactly. Yeah, and so yeah, just going through that and just that also helped me realize that like, oh, I don't really have a lot of people that are similar to me when it comes to like creative stuff. So like a lot of my friends are like super powerful entrepreneurs, like they're amazing women and men. But my best friend Reggie, he was probably the only person that's like in a creative world with me. Yeah. So he's a DP in New York. So he does like mad cool stuff. Shout out Reggie. I literally, every time I would get a shoot, like I know how to shoot, but like I don't know how to explain settings and stuff all the time. This is back then. So I would just like hit him up and be like, okay, I have to shoot this. What should my settings be? So like that was my only real like outlet when it came to like creative stuff. And then just being cooped up in the house, dealing with my mental health throughout like all the traumatic things happening. Yeah, my therapist was like the best thing ever. Yeah. And we worked really well together because I like to learn. And so he would give me like things to like, he gave me like 7 words to look up. Because we was going back and forth one day, and I was like, I don't like this dude. And he was like, do you know what the word attitude means? And I thought he was trying to come at me. Yeah. I was like,
sometimes they be coming at you like, damn.
I'm
trying not to take this personally.
Yeah. I was like, he probably thinks I'm mad ghetto. Like, fuck you. But no, it was like a dope exercise. He gave me a couple words to look up. Attitude. I wish I could remember all of them right now, but my memories, they're terrible. Willpower, purpose, and then there was a couple more. But he had me like look them all up, really study definitions, and then like find sources, and then we had to talk about them. And I remember I did it, and then he was like, wow, no one ever does my homework. And I was like, nah, this was fire. Yeah. Like I learned mad shit. Yeah, it was dope. So like, just that made me learn that like, oh, I don't really know a lot of what words mean. Like I've learned like the conditioning behind a lot of words, like the word discipline, like that's not a negative thing. But for me growing up, discipline was always a negative thing. So now even just that has able to reframe my brain, and now I can be more disciplined with stuff. And it doesn't feel like a burden. It doesn't feel like, oh, I have to do this. It's just like, oh, I'm just a disciplined person. So less little things like that, just helping like reframe the way I think. And then also, like, I know people be like, you know, toxic positivity, this and that, but on it, like, don't be that toxic positive person. But I will say that, like, I used to use that, like, as a game. So, like, if I had a negative thought, me and my boy Cedric, we would play, like, catch. It would be, like, catch your thoughts. So you would take your negative thought and then flip it into a positive.
Yeah, like thought replacement.
Yeah. So, like, I would just like literally just try to do that every day. And I used to do it a lot when I was driving. So Janae Aiko, I always say her name wrong.
I know.
She, I'm saying that fast.
I know. Janae Aiko.
Yep. So I was watching her interview with Jay Shetty. And
I loved that.
I love that.
That shit. Oh my God.
Yes, her episode, Big Sean's episode. I love. Yes. So I watched that, and she said she does red light meditations, and so that's another thing that I started doing. So I just like really started like taking these little tools and just applying them, and not even trying to focus on like, oh, like what's wrong with me. Just really trying to like slow down my thoughts, slow things just down for me completely. Just to be able to figure out what the fuck I was thinking, and then like how to actually express it, how to say it. So like doing things like red light meditation, where rather than like being annoyed that I'm at a red light or being annoyed that people are driving crazy, I just use that time to like
meditate.
Yeah. And then just remember to go on green.
Literally.
That's smart.
Literally.
But yeah, just like little things like that. And now I have like I have a group chats. So I have like this group chat of girls from like my friends from home. So we have a group chat that's called like Spiritual Baddies. And it's just like we just send positive stuff through there. And then
is
like
that the same one that Montevelli was talking about? I wonder.
So there's a
because Montevelli was talking about her group chats. And I was like, oh my God, that's like so dope.
So so I have that one with my friends. And then Queen and Kiki would come to me and be like just like, you know, they would like vent to me and stuff like that. And I've given them like, you know, tips that I've learned through therapy for just like anxiety or just anything like that. And I don't know, one day it dawned on me and I was like, oh, I should make one for like Soundlab. And like at Soundlab, we always refer to each other as like family members. So I was like, they're like my cousins at the lab because they're not always there, but they're always coming in and out. So yeah, I created like a Soundlab cousins group chat with just a couple of us. And we just like always send positive stuff to each other and just motivational stuff. Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah, literally seeing those, that's the other thing, like those apps on your phone, like seeing those positive affirmations every day really does help trick your brain.
Yes.
Like these are like small things that I feel like everybody who goes through shit is looking for some big like miracle thing that's just gonna like sign it's gonna like stop
like a
everything.
Crazy revelation.
And it honestly it's in the little things that you do. It really is the little things that really help. For sure. So yeah, I just like to share that with people, because I mean I went through shit, and I feel like if I didn't talk about me going through shit, I wouldn't have realized that everyone else went through the same shit I was going through. They just didn't want to talk about it because they didn't know. And now I'm finding out all this information. I don't feel alone. And it's like, so yeah, I just like to share.
Yeah. That's dope.
Thank you. Yeah.
Of course. What were you going to say something?
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, do you have any advice for whether it be women, creatives, anybody trying to dip their toes into like something creative or just anything?
Actually, I have one from Noble and one from DJ DeCasso that are both similar. So like Noble would always tell me like, you know, network across, work with people that are next to you, reach out to other creatives that are next to you. And then DJ DeCasso, I remember he would always say, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. Because people will be like, oh, it's about who you know, and I'm like, actually, no, because you might know the person, they might know you a little bit, you might know everything about them, but like, it's better when they also know you. They know your work, they've seen you work, they've been in the same place as you, and now they can put a name and face to the work. So that's really what's important. So like, that's why like when people come to the studio, like, yeah, you're gonna book the studio, but if I'm available, I'm gonna PA on set for free. I'm gonna help you, because it's just like I want to make sure that you remember me and you remember the genuine, the positive, like help that I was trying to give, because that's the environment that is at the lab, and I want people to come back and feel that. And I also like try to be like a catalyst for that, to make sure that stay strong. I started like this hashtag that I might turn into something. But it's just, if you ever see, it's Mass Supports Mass, MA Supports MA. I started doing that with the testing lab. And I would just like put it on the projector. And now,
seen that.
yeah, so now I just like put it wherever, put it on anything I post, or I'll make it a point to post other people and do the Mass Supports Mass. So then maybe one day other people will start posting other people and do Mass Supports Mass, and it'll just be this whole like supporting hashtag where other people are posting other people's shit.
That's fire.
So yeah.
Fire.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. No problem. I hope that answered.
One last question. It's kind of in the realm of like advice, but more so like, what would you say to people that are struggling with confidence to put themselves in those kind of spaces and kind of let people see them work and let people like, you know, like be creative in their own way?
Do it when you're afraid. Because if you do it when you're scared, then you'll be able to do it anytime. Wait, I had another one.
Take your time.
Ask me the question again.
What would you say to people struggling with confidence and like putting themselves in those spaces, letting them like letting other people see their work? Yeah.
Do it when you're scared. And also, for me, it's like acting. I mean, I am who I am generally with myself, but when I'm able to play a role, like I'm producing on set, or if I'm the director or videographer, I'm not thinking about me as a person. I'm thinking about like the role. So I put my work hat on, and then I'm just working. Mm-hmm. So that's what allows me to not like get in my head too much. And the more I do that, the more I get into spaces where I'm like, okay, I gotta really just like, you know, put my Superwoman pose on, get that confidence and just go. And then it's really just an exercise, like a muscle that you gotta exercise. So yeah, do it when you're scared and just keep exercising it for real.
So kind of like taking like the ego out to be confident.
Yes. Yeah. Ooh, that was one of the words.
Yes.
That was one of the words he made me learn. And that was actually one of the most important words, actually. Yo, ego. Yes. I learned that for real. I feel like I've definitely understood a healthy balance of ego, because before it was like I had no ego is what I thought. But the fact that I thought I had no ego and I thought this and that and that
the whole time. The whole time that was the ego. That's crazy.
For real. I thought I knew myself.
No bullshit. No bullshit.
It'd be
so,
like that.
Yeah,
therapy works wonders. Go to therapy.
Yes.
Please go to therapy.
Yes. And they say, oh, it's for rich people. No, it's not.
Literally.
You can find affordable therapy. Yep. If you need help, hit me up. I've sent people stuff. I'll send you my exercise that my therapist sent me. I love doing that. People will tell me, I'm like, yeah, here, try this.
That's
so
dope.
like, yeah, therapy freaking works. That's my shit.
It does indeed.
Bullshit. And I love that do it when you're afraid, because like I was at the skate park yesterday, and someone was like trying to like drop in like the bowl, and like I was like, bro, you got to do it when you're scared, like, and he was like shaking and shit, like shaking, and then he went and did it, and I was like,
yes,
you just do it when you're scared. And then he did it like 3 more times, busted his ass a couple times, but like
wait,
yeah,
and then he was like the smile on his face. I'm just like,
yep.
That's when you know it's so rewarding when you do it that way too. Like it's the hardest like point. Like,
yeah,
you know?
like it's literally, so my therapist, one of the things that he made me do, he was like, it's literally like feeling like, you know, when you're about to like jump off like a cliff into water or whatever, and then your body like stops.
It's a block.
Yes, it's literally just that.
Yeah.
Just getting over that.
Yeah.
That little bit. And I was like, that's a big ass feeling, but it really is just a 1 second. If I can get over that like 1 second. So then he was like, start doing things that you're afraid of. So he told me to go to, I don't like scary movies. I do not.
Oh.
I don't like scary nothing.
Yeah.
So I went and I saw, what was the movie? Us? I think it was Us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that like too scary, but I saw it during the day. I saw it with somebody, and we like literally talked through like the metaphors and stuff like that. So I could focus on like, you know, the movie and not the horror part that they were adding to it. So
exposure therapy.
So yeah, he was like, you got to put yourself in places that you know you're scared of. I don't like the dark, but you know, sometimes I'll go in the ISO booth.
There you go. Occasional,
you know, just you know, get myself
just to release some demons.
Yeah. You know, but yeah, try things when you're scared. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Me too.
Yeah. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Dropped a lot of gems.
You.
You're very like good at like speaking. I really enjoyed that.
Therapy.
Therapy for
Yo,
real.
I literally was like, I don't know how to talk. Teach me. And it's like, got you.
Yeah,
your therapist got it.
No bullshit.
We're gonna find out what's the same one.
That would be great.
That would be. But yeah.
Tag your socials.
Oh yes. Social. You can find me everywhere. NicoleRDS. NicoleRDS on everything. You can find me at the Soundlab, Garage Media, SoundLabMA.com. That's where you can book the garage also. And I also do set design. I'm helping Mello with the set design. I'm so freaking excited. It's going to be so fire.
Dope.
I'm not going to even say anything. It's going to be fire. But yeah, hit me up for set design, producing, directing. If you don't even know what those things mean, let me know. Come with me to a project. I can tell you which role I can play. And then, yeah, we can move forward.
Word.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate this.
Of course.
You guys made this so easy and comfortable.
I'm glad. I'm very glad.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you to Pink World Watchers, and we will see you next week.
I need the cabbage, I'ma get it anyway.